Hi friend, David here from Learn Christmas Lighting, and today, that's right, we are going to unbox the brand stinking new Dragon Controller from Mattos Designs. These just came out, final units just started shipping, and this is a controller that I've been excited about for quite some time. Now let's talk about why. The first is well, let's just start unboxing it. Okay, so you get two sets of boxes. First, these plain old boring white boxes. I mean, they're fine. If everything came in a plain old boring box, I'd be cool. And inside those, we have waterproof power supplies. Okay, with the fancy dancy Mattos connector on them. Next, we have the box itself. Now, they put it in a fancy box. I don't really care, but what's inside is real cool. So you get then some smaller boxes. You know, this looks like, I don't know, I feel like I'm opening a box full of like food or something. Regardless, doesn't matter to me. I'm gonna unbox and get rid of this stuff, but I know they worked hard to make these pretty. I don't care. So first we have box number one. Are they nerds? Are they chiclets? No, they are the Mattos Bulkhead 2 X-Connect in 4 colors for 1, 2, 3, 4. I assume the order is going to be red, green, blue, white. Okay. Then we have another one of those, Mattos Easy Bulkhead. We'll talk about why that's important, why we're so excited about that in a hot minute. Then we've got some covers for the waterproof network cables, the actual cable gland side. We'll demonstrate that in a minute. We open it up, and then in the bottom, underneath the scary eye of J.R. Mattos staring at us, we get the actual controller. Again, I feel like I should wrap up someone's Christmas gift in this, and they'd be like so confused. They're like, what is this thing? And then they'd be like, oh, you got me that golf club I asked for. Anywho, onto the controller, and then we're going to start talking about why we're so excited for this thing. And see if we can connect to it real quick. Out of the green box comes the Dragon itself. Pull off the plastic, which is keeping all the stuff pretty. Okay, so get rid of all those boxes, aka throw them on the floor. All those boxes, throw them on the floor. I would have been fine with the plain box, but here's why we're excited about the Mattos Dragon. Not only do we like Mattos Designs, not only do we like the fact that they have the motto of build a display to last a lifetime, and we really resonate with that, the fact that they want to get you stuff that's going to last for a long time. But this thing is awesome. Why is it awesome? Okay, first, it's small. I mean, look at this compared to the size of my hand. If we can get to the right camera. Anybody? Bueller? Nope, when I threw the boxes, I killed the camera switcher. That's on me. We're not going to care about that right now. Yeah. No, it's dead. Okay, so JP will do that in post. JP is the best. So, looking at this, we've got light, small. Okay, I heard the computer beep. Is it connected? Nope. Light, small, easy to mount to other surfaces. Okay, and it has the Genius inside. Okay, so let's talk about, so why are we so excited about this stinky controller? So one trend that I haven't liked in Christmas light controllers over the past few years is the trend when smart receivers started to become the norm. And I like smart receivers. You know, Falcon came out with them first, I believe, in this hobby. And you could have an A and a B and a C, 3 smart receivers, chain them together coming out of a long-range port on your controller. And, you know, Bob's your uncle, right? You set them A, B, and C, you're good to go. Then when the, I believe what it was, the V2 Falcon controllers came out, the V4 controllers, the V2 smart receivers, if that doesn't confuse you, I love the Falcon controllers, but that's confusing. Now there was a new smart receiver in town that could do up to 6 remotes deep daisy chain. But then, I think with chip shortages and whatever else, the version of the smart receiver that worked with the Falcons and the version that worked with the Colts were a different product. They had different microchips on them, so they weren't interchangeable. And what it comes down to is when people are new to the hobby, they go out and they get some smart receivers, and they might be the old ones. They might be the new ones. They might have an old controller but new smart receivers. They might have a new controller but old smart receivers. And at the end of the day, you have to go and find this big chart that's on Wired Watts that walks through, okay, this smart receiver is compatible with this controller, this one, with this controller, this one, with this controller. If you got this one, sorry, you can't use it with anything but dumb mode, which is just one receiver coming out of your output, etc. So what's interesting about the Dragon controller is it is inside a Genius controller. This is by Experience Lights. And they're going to auto-sense your different receivers. Okay? They just auto-sense them. So it doesn't matter which one you have. They just plain work. Okay? Number 2 thing I'm excited. It's fully assembled, fully waterproof, smaller than any other controller. So that means that being fully waterproof, not a cable guard type controller box, it means I can lay it on the ground. I can lay it upside down. I can mount it to the wall. The possibilities are endless. I can stick it anywhere. It doesn't matter. Number 3. Comes with waterproof 12-volt power supplies. We're just going to go ahead and connect those up here. I'm going to take these little caps off the end. Boom. Mattos Easy Bulkhead. 1. Connect up real easy. I've worked with a lot of waterproof plugs over the years. These ones are good. And this is my first time doing it as well. Same deal. It's a 2-pin plug versus the pixel output bulkhead, so there's no way they'd get mixed up or interchanged, I think. What am I doing wrong? All right. Probably just need to be like right there. Boom. Clicks in. Tightens down. Nice and easy. Now it's a waterproof connection. Okay. What else do we have? Let's see. So then we've got our incoming Ethernet. So to set this up, we're just going to go ahead and plug that in. I've got a line from my network right here. Now, plugging this in for the show is where you're going to use these kits that come with it, these cable glands. If you haven't used them before, pretty simple. Unscrew the back boot off. Typically, these ones are a little different than other ones. And then, I had to stick my thumb into the jack a little bit just to get the very end off. Then, with my pinky or small screwdriver, push the rubber bit in the middle out. Okay, now this large ring can go over. Then, I still have to push out the inner ring, so I think I'm going to need a small screwdriver. I will be right back. All right, so now I'm back. Small screwdriver in hand. We'll grab it on this camera here, and we're just taking out the back end, pushing this rubber doohickey. I believe you'd call that a gasket. Should be able to push that guy out. You know, we're going to go through the plug end this time. Actually, push it out the back way. Try to stab my hand a few times. This part is not as intuitive as I'd hoped. Okay, first impressions, we're just going to skip that. I'm going to have to figure that out later, but don't want to spend your valuable time messing with that, so we're just going to plug this guy in. It's kind of weird. I was expecting it, honestly, just to fit through over or something, but that's not happening. So plug that guy in, drop some more stuff on the floor. Okay. Then let's get some power to this guy. So we get some power right here. We just ran. Got our 2 power supplies. Plug those guys in. 1, 2. Now, something that's interesting about the Dragon is there's no screen on it. There are 2 status lights here and a button. I believe it's a reset button. Those 2 status lights have a little Mattos M that glows in blue. It's really stinking cool. Other than that, all you've got is this QR code on the bottom to then connect to it. So I'm on the network here, and I'm just going to grab my phone here. Again, this is my totally first time doing this. And it's having me connect to a Wi-Fi network, basically through that QR code. So I just grabbed it on my phone here. I know you can't see that. And we're connected. I am going to turn off, I know on my phone in particular, I need to turn off my LTE in order to see my LTE, my 5G basically, in order to see anything. At which point I go, where do I go? I don't know. Maybe I hit this QR code that's on the front next. Nothing like a first impressions video. Okay, while we do that, I'm going to flip my Wi-Fi back on, or my 5G. Let that QR code run. We get Dragon Controller splash screen to configure your controller. It says scan the QR code on the bottom, connected. 192.168.4.1 is what we're going to enter there. See, that wasn't so bad. So go to the web browser. Again, on a cell phone, at least mine, which is the Google Pixel. 192.168.4.1. I on my Google Pixel have to turn off mobile data in order to connect to controllers that aren't on the internet. Okay, so now we've got the Genius homepage here. We'll look at it on a computer later, but it basically walks you through setup. You hit the menu, and so I'm just going to go, and it says wired DHCP enabled. And so in theory, this thing is already on my network. If I go to the home screen, will it tell me the IP addresses? Nope. So I believe that this has an IP address and it's on my network. The Genius controller is not telling me what that is yet. Therefore, I'm kind of stuck. But let's go ahead and play around with this a little bit. So, Mattos Dragon. We've got our easy bulkheads here. We're going to connect these guys up, okay? So, you've got ports 1 through 4 and 5 through right here, and then 4 long-range receivers. So if I go to 1 to 4 here, I'm going to connect up an easy bulkhead. And then, and I didn't know where this was going to go. Let's see. Nice and easy, just lining it up. It seems that the place that the connector's happy and it sinks in, I know there's guiding pins, but it's the indents on the locking ring, which I'm tightening down right now. Push in, nice and good, then it'll lock down. Those are at a slight diagonal. And now I've got 4 X connects. So hey, let's go grab some pixels while we're here. Let's test it out. All right, now we've got some pixels. Of course, our favorite brand, Mattos Designs. Why? We found them to be insanely reliable. We found them to be the same price as everyone else. Plus, we can get them for you through Lauren Christmas Lighting, through our store, as well as the Dragon controllers. We'd love for you to help support the channel. It's a great way to do it. So I'm going to go and I'm going to plug into white, which should be port 4, a string of pixels. Okay. And so what I love, just as we've kind of been in the details so far of just like, you know, plugging stuff in here. But what's so stinking cool about these controllers is, are they more expensive than buying a blank controller board from Falcon, from Culp, whoever? Yes. But in terms of fully assembled controllers, the pricing is killer. It's really good. It's really competitive to other ready-to-run controllers that are assembled by somebody, but it's smaller, it's more waterproofer. Yes, I made that up. And it's, you know, easier. So one of the benefits of Genius, which will pop up to here, and I turned off my mobile data. It's interesting that I can get calls. That just had one go through. Is I'll go to current monitoring, and then hit pixel counting, count pixels. All my pixels just flashed really quick, and it told me that on port 5, there are 147 pixels. So copy count, then copy counts to outputs. I'm pressing just all on the web screen. And then if I go last to inputs, no, home, current monitoring. I don't think I have an outputs page. Again, these are brand new controllers. I know that they're going to be putting out some firmware updates ASAP if they haven't already. So it went ahead, counted all my pixels. Now I want to go into test mode, but I don't think it exists yet. And so obviously these controllers are new. They're really cool. The fact that you can have everything built. You don't have to build everything. You have power supplies that actually can mount to the back of this controller and be one deal with some simple bolts and nuts. And I think it's a really great buy. Like if you add a traditional controller. So this is a 8-output controller with 4 long-range receiver ports, similar to a Culp K8. Okay, so say I go ahead and I line it up to a Culp K8. Okay, I got to buy the K8. I got to buy the beagle bone. I got to buy an enclosure for it. Let's just say we're doing a bud enclosure instead of a cable guard because those are closer to this, though larger. I got to buy pigtails. I got to buy the beagle bone. Did I say that yet? And then I've got to buy the mounting board. Then I've got to put it all together, set up FPP, get it on an SD card, stick it in the slot, and then I can use it. Or for not boatloads more money, I can buy a Dragon controller. I can plug in 8 ports of pixels. I can plug in my 4 outputs of long-range receivers. And I'm off to the races, and it just works. Like, how stinking cool is that? So at the end of the day, these are obviously new. These are my first impressions, and as the firmware gets better and they update things, I think what we'll see is some really epic features inside these controllers that just aren't there yet. But even now, just comparing to everything else, like, I don't personally see how or why I would build a controller from scratch again, except for maybe really small or really large applications, but I'm sure that's coming down the line. So, if you want to see more about the Mattos Dragon controllers, check it out at Mattos Designs, or even better, we can get them for you through the Learn Christmas Lighting store, and we would love to help you get these as your controller. I think this is one of those things that's going to help lower your stress level in your next Christmas light show, and so I hope you check it out. Thanks for watching. Again, it's not a finished product yet for sure. Like, they just shipped the first version. There's a lot that I know is going to come to the software, and the people behind it are very reputable in the industry, so I trust that that's going to happen. But we will keep you updated as that happens. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.